right? You're the dominant masculine energy. She's a submissive feminine, right? You've got to own that thing. And my mentality is, you get one shot with these women, you're never going to see them again. You might as well push the envelope, right? It's not the socially normal thing to do, but you're not networking at a dinner party, so you don't need to worry about that. You're trying to get your dick wet in the world's most ruthless market, the sexual market. So yeah, do that extra step, and you don't need to seriously be like, hey, I'm not done with you yet. One more thing, playfully, that wagging finger of accusation. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
And in line with what we said yesterday, your big thing is just bringing the energy up 10-15% more, because energy exchange is the language of the universe. People don't give a fuck what you're saying, they care how you're saying it. How convincing are you in what you're saying? Because if you're not believing your own bullshit, no one else is. So you have to have ultimate conviction every time you speak. Every time you open your mouth, to anyone in the planet, you're communicating energy. And if you're coming across as a bit unsure or people just aren't going to buy it, especially hot women. They just go, no. And that's unfortunately the pathway we have to go through. At the beginning, we just get brushed off, and it's a horrible feeling. Or they pat you on the shoulder, they're like, oh, how nice of you. Like, she's not even taking you seriously as a sexual proposition. They're the worst type of things, right? You're not even entering her frame as a sexual option. You'd be great for my friend. Like that, I mean, that's insulting as fuck, right? But use that negativity, that negative emotion to drive you and be like, right, fuck this. I want to be better, because it's just you against you every time. Am I 1% is wrong, 1% better in this approach than he was last approach? That principle of Kaizen and just moving forward,
Yeah.
You were going to say, Oros?
Give us an example on I have a boyfriend in the beginning of the...
If you're feeling playful and it's kind of old school American cheesiness, you can say, I have a goldfish. Anyway. Yeah. Or if you're feeling not, you can do that, or you can sidestep. So you can sidestep it and you just go, it's like the Matrix where you just dodge it, you just go, okay, cool. Why she even mentioned this? It's not.
But I mean, the reality is, I mean, look, if her immediate response is,
I know she's with the dude.
If her immediate response is, I've got a boyfriend, then it's probably a blowout, right? Because she probably either has got a boyfriend or she's not fucking interested. So it depends what you want to do.
Beginner guys, I would say beginner guys, practice pushing through that. Treat it like a game. This is social skills, you're just leveling up. Life is a fucking game we forget to play, right? We all take life way too seriously. It's just a fucking game. We all get the same prize at the end, which you get to be eviscerated into thin air, or you get maggots crawling through your eyeballs. And within half an hour, in terms of the universal standard, everyone's forgotten about you.
Yeah.
Half an hour later, everyone you've ever known dies as well. So ultimately, the entirety of life is just a process of having fun, enjoying and pushing yourself and testing yourself. That's it. Right?
But don't believe, if you go online, you can Google like boyfriend destroyer lines, right? It's what you're meant to say. It's what you're meant to say if she says she's got a boyfriend. It's all stuff like, I've got a girlfriend. Maybe they could go out together. Well, we're on a date. It's bollocks. It's not going to fucking work. If she's decided she doesn't like you, she doesn't fucking like you. So yes, I would agree with you. In the instant, for you guys to practice this stuff, it's worth trying to push through. But the reality is, a lot of these bullshit lines, they just don't fucking work, right? Because she's already made her mind up. Now, sometimes what happens is that you have an interaction and it goes on for longer, and you can feel that there appears to be some kind of genuine vibe there, and then later on she's like, I've actually got to tell you, I am actually seeing someone. At that point, you can push forward, and I would normally say, well, you never know what's going to happen. Maybe we exchange numbers because, a blah, and then maybe you can try and get a number off her. So, yeah, I think James is probably right. For the purposes of this, try and push through a little bit at the beginning. But, it is what it is. Sometimes it's true. I mean, why wouldn't a hot girl in Warsaw have a boyfriend, or at least she's fucking somebody? It seems pretty reasonable that she would. On the other hand, it might just be an excuse. She thinks you're a bit of a dork because she's not interested. Either way, you're fucked. So, don't get too butthurt about it. Just move on to the next one.
Assume to be tested in the first 30 seconds. It's going to be, I'm in a rush, I've got a boyfriend, I don't have time. Practice pushing through. At the end of the conversation, absolutely agree. It's a real objection usually. She is emotionally invested, and usually you can tell this because she'll humour all of your spiel, but she won't invest by asking questions. So I already know. I'm talking, she's really enjoying, she's soaking up the coin of the female realm of validation, she's soaking it up. When it comes to the end, I know what she's going to say. And sometimes I'll jump the gun, I'll be like, I know what you're going to say, you've got a boyfriend. But the reality is, you're standing here talking to me, slightly turned on by what I say, so it's not that serious, is it? And that really blindsides them. You don't have to say that, but that really catches them out if you want to be really clever. If you don't, you just say, say, look, okay, you've got a boyfriend, things change, we live in a competitive world, let's do it like this. I'm going to take your number, I'm going to shoot you one message. If you want to come out. If you don't, say la vie. And if you say it with that no fucks given, kind of playful, I get it, I'm a guy who gets it attitude, women often just hand over the number going, oh, yeah, it's not that big a deal. And she might not respond then, but then a year later, I get a message saying, hey, I'm single. And I'm like, who the fuck's this? I don't say that, I'm like, hello, who is this? Because I'm just being tentative. She's like, you stopped me and blah, 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 blah. It was this magical moment. I was thinking, fuck, what approach number of the day was that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not saying that, but I'm thinking, but the impact, we forget the amount, it's all about creating an emotional impact on women.
Exactly what we said the other day. And the thing about that is, I've done approaches like 2 years ago, and I haven't been able to meet up with the girl because of, whatever, she lives in a different country, and they still remember it, and they still message you, right? So, again, I mean, yes, I know that there's a bunch of idiots here who are doing cold approach, but in general, if the cold approach is good, and you create an emotional impact, she's going to fucking remember that,
We forget the impact it has on women, and if you look at most rom-com movies, how does the protagonist meet the girl? He mans up and he does cold approach, right? Sliding doors, Notting Hill, bookstore. So this plays into the fantasy women have of how they meet their dream guy. So what you're doing with the cold approach always trumps what she's doing, unless she's actually on her way to a funeral. There was one girl I stopped in London, I said, oh, hello, you look hot, you're all in black, you must be on your way to a funeral. She goes, really stony face, yes, my mum died. I said, ha 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 ha, and she went, it's really sad. And I went, really? And she went, no, I'm just fucking with you. And I was like, fucking hell, she's got a good game. But the reality is, this is how women want to be approached. So embrace it, and don't forget. I know we've been doing this for a long time, so we forget the impact it has on women. But if you can approach as attractive men as you all are in a calibrated way, this stuff is impactful as fuck, and it emotionally imprints her. And it's all about emotional imprinting on women. How much emotional imprinting can you do? Cold approach is a great way to stand out from the masses because everyone's a fucking pussy in 2024. No one can say hello sober. So the fact you're rolling up and being speaking to hot girls, especially feminine women from say Ukraine and some parts of Poland, they're going to be very impacted by it in a positive way, and they're never going to forget it. So don't forget the power of this stuff. It's super important. Let's just go quickly round and see what was your worst rejection of the day or funniest rejection, and what was the biggest success story. Mr. Pavel, any funny rejections yesterday and any success that stood out? Any conversation that was particularly good?
There was any funny rejection? No, there was one. There was like, I think it was somewhere on this street. There was a girl who was like walking around, like, she has nothing else to do in her life. Like, an approach, and like she at the end of it, she's like, "Oh, I'm late for work," or something like that.
Okay, why is that funny?
Because like beforehand she was walking like,
Oh, like really whimsical, dreamily, yeah.
So she's thrown in a bit of a. She's obviously decided, right, this is the end of that conversation with you. I'm going to say I'm late for work. So
it was just the rejection was really funny. It's like,
okay.
You don't look like somebody who's like anywhere.
And did you meet anyone you liked? Were there any good interactions you had?
There was a funny interaction.
Did you guys get any numbers, any success stories?
Well, the funny one is I got a business card. There was a girl going by and started talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, I'm late for a plane."
Yeah.
And started talking. She's like, also she thinks that works in Germany. She also works like she travels. She works also in Israel, and like she also speaks like the same languages. So like, nice interaction. Like she's like, "Here's my business card. When you're back in Germany, you should be use it."
Okay, fine. I mean, is there a mobile number on there? Because you just message her. Yeah, I mean, she might even be on WhatsApp on that number. So just drop her a message as normal. So that's good. That's good. Good stuff, bro.
Mr. D, any funny rejections? Any success stories you remember from yesterday?
It's funny. I don't know if it's sort of like a success story. It's funny. I was sitting with my colleague somewhere here, and I saw this.
Yes.
I saw this like Ukrainian passing by, all plastic, like big breads of them. And as I approached her, when I started giving the compliment that I saw her from when I was sitting with my friend, and she just goes like this, like as if she's in the middle of a photo shoot, and I'm like looking at her, and it's like, okay. And so my first reaction was like almost asking, like, are you one of the strip girls?
That's what you said.
No, I was thinking in my head, but no, she said this is just here for vacation. But it was like, she was literally just this. don't know. Probably happens to her often. I don't know.
And did you open up?
Yeah.
And how did it go?
Interaction, yeah. Because the moment I switched to Russian, they all just
You speak a lot of Russian, okay.
they all open up, all the Belarusians and Ukrainians.
Get the number? Good.
Target
Good.
for today, instant date.
Whatever time during the session, try and get on instant date. If you're in a conversation with somebody for more than 5 minutes, it's going quite well. Just say, hey, listen, I know this cool cafe down here. Let's just go grab a quick. I've got 20 minutes. Just go grab a quick coffee. All right. It's far better to be sitting in a cafe with a girl, talking to her, rather than being standing there with your dick in your hand with us. Because as fucking amazing as we are, really, all of you lot, you want to be interacting with women in order to, you know, to just to get the rizz up. And I mean, I know, you know, having some success in your own right and everything, but it's just about like the more FaceTime you get in front of these girls, the easier it's going to be, and that's going to then impact your cold approach, and then it becomes this wheel of momentum that's going to improve over time.
Fortune.
Yeah, you don't want to be sitting talking to a couple of old fucking cunts like us about it. Come on, man. Middle age is beckoning. Middle age is beckoning. I'm only 32, so.
What age do you officially hit middle age in your opinion?
70.
Then we're all good.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, guys, just a quick question about the instant dates.
Yes.
Like, if it's, let's say, like, I don't know, 12 p.m.
Yes.
on a work day, and let's say she's like, I don't know, went on a shopping spree, you still go on an instant date, even though, let's say, you have something else to do later that time? Because potentially that might be like more of a friendly.
You mean she or you have something to do, or she has something to do?
Let's say I have something.
So time is a man-made construct. People were fucking long before someone invented the clock. You know, it doesn't matter. Like, you're in each other's vicinity, you're close to her, the hormones are firing. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Yeah, let's grab a quick coffee. Let's grab.
And it shouldn't be a friendly thing because you should be, you know, it's the eye contact, it's the touch, it's the way.
But
Yeah.
it's still like it's not like a evening date.
Don't make the mistake which some guys do of taking, just because they think it's daytime, they must go to a coffee shop, sit opposite her with screaming babies next to you. I mean, there's nothing sexy about that. Still, just go through the motions, go to a kind of chill bar, sit next to her inside, dark. You don't drink, she doesn't need to be drinking, but create that seductive atmosphere.
Okay, and then you should still try and pull her back.
Why not? I mean,
If it looks like it's going that direction, sure. If it doesn't, then cut it short. And be like, anyway, this is great. We need to do this another time in the evening. I know a cool cocktail bar. I'll message you. Okay.
Yes.
So you're right in a sense because the downside to doing instant dates is that you friend zone yourself because it gets a bit boring and it gets a bit vanilla or whatever. So don't fucking do that. At the same time, just saying, generally speaking, the more FaceTime you guys can get in front of birds, whether it's during the daytime or not, is better. Because that's what we're here for, you know?
Yeah, I would just a guy in your position that hasn't done that many instant dates, I would just practice being on instant dates, practice being comfortable with them. It's all a game, again, exposure therapy, desensitization through repetition. You do 100 instant dates, you're going to feel very, very comfortable doing instant dates. Because you feel very, very comfortable doing instant dates, she feels what you feel, so she feels very, very comfortable.
It's impressive to her. It's impressive as long as you don't friend zone yourself and start talking about your 401k or, you know, your career prospects into middle management or whatever. Then, you know, and you keep it cool, you keep it chill and exciting. That's impressive to her because what fucking guy can do that? Meet a girl on the street, immediately take her for a drink, conduct the conversation in a sort of entertaining, commanding, sort of devil-may-care way. 0.1% of men in the city are able to do that. So that's going to have a fucking imprint on her, you know?
I agree.
And then you just meet her the next time, take her for a few cocktails and fuck her in the toilets.
Mr. S, any funny rejections or success stories yesterday?
I guess I had a few rejections, mostly going in, doing the compliment, and then I really have to train my brain to start coming up with these assumptions.
Well,
don't overthink it though,
say
man.
what you see. So, for example, this girl there, can you see the Tusk with the pink dress? What would you say for her? So, I think you look nice, and then you've seen that pink dress. What could you say? What comes to your mind straight away? Because this is basically improv, and the more you practice saying what you see, the easier it becomes. So, you could talk about the speed of her walk, or what she's like actually wearing, or her vibe, or something she's doing. So, where would you go initially with that?
It's very European.
that's very generic. How can we get more specific? She's wearing a pink flowery dress. What could you say?
It's very traditional Polish.
Yeah, you look like a pierogi. But you say it playfully. I mean, no, sexy pierogi. And just have fun with it. Book a call on the link below so we can help you map out exactly what you want in your dating life, the strategy, the vision, and we can help you get from A to B as quickly as possible, depending on what you want. That's the key thing. We've been doing this for 10 years. We've worked with thousands of dudes. We can save you your most valuable assets, which are your time, your attention, and your money, and get you from A to B as fast as possible. So book a free call, a free dating strategy consultation with us below. The key is don't treat this too seriously. I think for a lot of guys, it's quite nerve-wracking, this stuff. And I think if you're gritting your teeth in kind of nervous energy, again, you could be saying the best lines in the world, but she's just feeling nervous energy from you, so she feels nervous. So anything you can say to relax yourself, or any kind of thing that you can find self-amusing and playful is always good, because if you're feeling playful and self-amused, life is a mirror, not a window. She feels playful and self-amused, right? So it's almost about guys like, what shall I say? How do I be playful? It's like, say stuff that's playful to you, that's relevant to you. And the more you practice doing this, you can sit in a cafe like this, and I recommend guys do this, and just see people walking past and just be like, right, if I approach them, it doesn't even need to be women, just anyone wearing any outfits, if I approach that person, what would I say? What could I say that's playful, commenting on their vibe, or their speed of their walk, or their energy, or their the expression on their face, or what they're wearing. And actually it just takes a bit of repetition. It's not that hard.
And you can repeat the same stuff. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. You know, sometimes guys, which we're working with guys who will say, right, go and approach her, and they're like, oh, what's a really great observation I can make? Because I don't fucking know. Just say, oh, you're walking really slowly, you look really dreamy, you know. Yeah. Have you just smoked a load of hash or something? It doesn't really fucking matter. It doesn't have to be that clever. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, okay? It's not about that. It's about going in there. It's about stopping her confidently, having that energy, saying something, and then eliciting a response from her that you can build a conversation off, okay? So,
and then mixing in what John was talking about yesterday, whatever she says, great rapport, oh no, I don't agree, or I don't trust you now, to anything she says in a playful way, and suddenly she's feeling attraction, because attraction's not a choice, it's something she feels, and then she's crossing her legs and asking a question, and then when that happens, a big alarm bell should be going off in your head, going, right, attraction done, boring, back and forth, getting to know each other, figure out her logistics, how long is she in town for, what's she doing right now, okay, decision, instant date or number. It's really actually quite a simple structure. I think we completely overcomplicate it, and we simply don't do enough reps as well. That's the other thing that fucks all men, is just not doing enough approaches.
And what was I mean? Good-looking loser had a good way of putting this, but basically, don't try and be too smooth. It doesn't have to be. I mean, we bang on about James Bond the whole time, but the reality is, it doesn't matter if it's a bit fucking awkward. It doesn't matter. You don't have to come out with the perfect thing. Okay.
Expect it to be awkward. Meeting a human being is always a bit awkward, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. Be okay with not getting it smooth. Be okay with being a bit awkward. The key is just do more reps. 90% of all approaching problems can be solved just by simply doing more reps.
Because the more you do it, the more you're put on the spot. You find yourself forced to come up with things to say.
And the less you start giving a fuck as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
The worst was like just sitting there and not having shit to say, and being, you know what I'm saying, being in the reaction, like not knowing what to say.
So you sat down with a girl and you didn't know what to say?
Well, no, like after I complimented her, and then just.
So the problem with that is, what will often happen is a guy will go in and say, "Hey, you look really cute," and she'll go, "Thanks," and then walk off. Right? So you have to fill that space. You have to fill that space with something, and it almost doesn't fucking matter what it is. I mean, to be honest, if you have to, we always say don't ask questions, but if the only thing you can think to do is ask a question, ask a fucking question, because you've got to. If you stop then, she's very likely gonna walk off, unless she happens to think you're the hottest thing on planet Earth, which is very possible. You're obviously a very good-looking man, but you know, let's face it, a lot of the time they're just going to be like, yeah, fuck it, you know, this guy's got nothing to say. So if you really can't think of anything, just say, so what are you up to? Looks like you're shopping. If you know, looks like you bought half of Zloty Tarasi. What's going on? You know.
So let's role play it. Troy's the girl.
Hello.
Dzień dobry. And you're you, obviously. You're just going to role play approaching Troy, and then we'll just troubleshoot it as it comes up. Okay, so Troy's the girl. You just stopped him.
Am I going to be the guy? Oh man, Jesus.
So let's continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I know this is random.
sorry. I've just. This really had some blokes just arrived. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
No, I'm only joking. Carrot, sorry.
No, you're not joking. He's handsome, but continue the roleplay.
This is really random. Just passing by. I had to say hello. I thought you looked really cute.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, something I noticed about you is your blue dress.
Yeah.
It's very summery.
Yeah.
Very traditional Polish.
Okay.
And yeah.
Smile, don't forget to smile. Smooth smile. Don't be too serious.
So where do you go now, Stephen, in the conversation?
So what might be better is, because that doesn't really lead anywhere, because then I'm sitting there going, okay, blue, traditional Polish, is it? Not really, I mean...
It doesn't matter though.
But no, regardless of that, but then where are you going to go with that? So what might be better is to say, but what I noticed about you, and this is why sometimes what she's doing is a good thing to do. You know, what I noticed about you is you're walking really quickly, and it almost looks like you know, have you robbed a bank or something? Like, what's going on here?
So
because there's not a lot. There's not a long way to go unless she says I'm not a Polish, I'm Ukrainian. Okay, and then that's different because then you've got to top.
That's your topic. So the structure is stop the girl, compliment, say what you see, and then see if she responds. If she doesn't, say, and what I notice about you is, and then say something like, and you can talk about speed of walk. If she's walking very fast, it looked like you're on a mission to save the world, or you look like you're breaking the world record for the amount of shopping with your shopping bags. How much cocaine is in there? Or if she's walking slow, you look like you've overdosed on meditation or yoga or weed, right? So that speed of walk, her vibe could be very feminine, airy-fairy, or kind of like she's in a bad mood, so you can mention that. Or to do with what she's actually wearing.
Good.
You know, her dress, her colour, what, you know, is she creative? Is she all in black? Very serious, ninja, lawyer? Is she in some creative outfit? Oh, you must work in fashion. You look like a creative type. Maybe you're a singer, right? And you're putting stuff onto her and she's going to say stuff, give you information, and you take that information and talk about it. It's really that simple. It's about slowing down, being in the moment, and just relaxing, and just taking your breath and just realising, like, you've got to feel chilled, because she will feel what you feel. So if you're all antsy, like you've just done a line of amphetamine, she's going to feel that. And if you're chill and relaxed, she's going to feel that. So it's an exercise in practicing being in that grounded masculine energy. Does it make sense? Yeah. And it will get, but it does get easier. When you do this 50, 100, 200 times, you're like, oh, it's not that big a deal.
How many approaches have you done overall, would you say?
Like in total?
It just, yeah.
Over like 4 years, probably 300.
No, okay, so decent number. Decent number.
I want to add to what James said. When you say what I noticed about you is a nice little power play, or to show a bit of commanding the time. What I noticed about you is pause, because you know we're not trying to go pause, and she's hold her in a bit of suspense. Like, what did he notice about me? And that shows you're comfortable with a bit of silence. It also shows you're testing interest. If she's kind of like hanging for the next word, just pause at the right time. You don't have to just go rapid fire.
So, Danny, Troy's the girl. You stop her and just go through the conversation, remembering to try and break rapport and wag your finger and, like John Matrix was talking about, accuse her and I don't trust you, then try and be playful. Yeah? So let's go. Troy's the girl. You don't have to stand up, you can sit down.
Why do I have to keep being...
Alright, Joe's the girl. Who gives a fuck, right?
Joe's the girl?
Joe's the girl.
Well, I'm the girl. It doesn't matter. Just do me. Fine.
Really small. I just saw your passenger all dressed like you're so formal, like you're. Wait, that was.
No, that's fine.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, it's weird saying it towards you, but let's do it again.
Okay.
I just beautiful. I just saw your passenger and thought you looked really nice, but you look like you're like a lawyer on the way to like take someone down in court.
Ah, thank you. I actually work as an accountant.
An accountant. So you like have like this boring, you're sitting, but glasses, inside an office.
There's a lot of
talking to anyone.
There's a lot of spreadsheets.
Really? Nah, that doesn't sound very interesting. Because I don't know. It seems like you guys just sit in the office all day long, in front of the computer screen. Then you walk outside, like you have this So closed, like aura, not smiling.
I'm quite serious, and I wouldn't say it's my passion, to be honest, but I've been doing it for a few years. I'm trying to figure out like something else to do, but I don't know. Maybe I like creative stuff. I like painting, but I don't know if I can really make this like a job.
Someone told you that you're bad when you were a child, do you think?
Someone what?
Someone told you that you weren't that good as a child, were you?
I was told off a lot by Mr. Jenkins.
Mr. Jenkins?
They were good times.
Where did he touch you?
Where didn't he touch me? That's good though. You kept so that the what's being communicated, the media is the message, right? Daddy's energy, calm, relaxed, chilled. He's got the kind of smizing eyes. So again, remember the language of the universe is energy exchange. 30% is voice quality and body language. 90% total, right? 10% is the words. So you can be saying the best lines in the world, but if you're frantic, upbeat, nervous, that's all the woman feels. So it's an exercise in grounded masculine energy as the base for everything. And then being playful and kind of having fun, but slowly, almost going like 10 or 20% slower than you probably want to communicate normally. And as men, we can speak fast, communicate logical information. When it's man to woman, you've got to slow down, right? Because it also gives you time to think. And I often, because I'm a fast talker, but if I try and produce that speed with a woman, I just run out of stuff to say because I'm jumping around topics and I just zoom out, I just steamroll over topics that come up because I'm not really actively listening either.
So one thing,
before I turn to reply, not actually listening to what she's saying.
So one thing is to sort of is to rather than skipping over topic is to go deeper into a topic.
Yes,
So you went down the Sigmund Freud route, and I mean to be fair,
cigar and babies and all that.
to be fair, I think he smashed quite a few of his patients. So fair enough. But you were always something happened to you as a child, which is okay. I personally might have gone down more like the route of so you're creative person. So what is it? Were you always creative? Is that your passion? And what drew you to that? What is it that you're trying to? What is it about? Was it drawing or whatever he was saying?
Painting, yeah.
Yeah. What is it about painting that really draws you in? What is it? Is this? There must be something you're trying to express. Tell me more about that. Maybe go down that route a little bit more.
What's the difference between when Troy says, tell me a little bit more about X versus, so there must be a lot of spreadsheets. In those two questions, what's the difference?
The fact that she can just respond with yes, and
One's
there
closed,
she
one's open. Right? So if you start closing questions, so you're an accountant. Okay, so how long have you been working as an accountant? 2 years. Okay, do you enjoy it? Yes. So you're off to work today? Yeah, I'm off to work. So she wants to give you more, but she can't because you haven't given her open. So try and start with, tell me about, what is it about, how do you do, where else do you go, what is it, you're an accountant, which is quite it's quite serious. What is it about, what do you like doing in your spare time, what else are you passionate about, what, open, get her talking.
Yeah, if somebody says to me I'm an accountant, actually my girlfriend, I've dated 2 accountants recently, but I mean, she is an accountant, yeah. But I would probably go down the route of, you're an accountant, Jesus, that's fucking boring. And then say, but look, I mean, looking at you, I can tell, I just get this vibe, that's not the whole you. There's more to you than being an accountant. What is it that really, what is it that really fires you up? I mean, let's forget about work, because you know your job. What is it that really gets you fired up? And then she says, well, actually, I'm really into music, I play an instrument, blah, blah, blah. And then you've got a topic that's actually...
That's a great phrase as well. You're not your job, I like that.
Well, it's the old fight, I nicked it from Fight Club, but it's that thing, isn't it?
It's true.
Yeah.
We don't define our jobs.
So, yeah, anyway, but yeah,
That's great. Okay, so moving on, Mr. R, any funny rejections yesterday, any success?
The funniest one that I enjoyed was the girls. I delivered the opener.
Can you say a bit louder so I can hear you as well? Thank you.
So the one that I enjoyed that was the funniest rejection was the girl looked straight into my eyes as I delivered the opener, and she smiled with her eyes. I was smiling with my eyes, and she just laughed and then walked off without saying anything.
Show us how you smile with your eyes. Take your sunnies off. How do you smile with your eyes?
Like, hey.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Are you getting turned on?
No, I think smiling with your eyes is a good one. Yeah.
But she just laughed and kept walking.
So I enjoyed it. What could you have done in hindsight there?
I mean...
Well, open. Wait 1 second. We just had a moment there. Come back.
One more thing.
One more. Step into. You don't want to follow her, obviously. Right. But sometimes they kind of playfully giggle and like move away, but they're not actually going away. So it's like your job to get back in front. Hey, we just had a moment there. At least tell me your name before you flirt with me, right? So just be playful and own it, right? You're never going to see this girl again. You might as well give it 2 bites of the cherry always.
Yes.
No, and
One more thing. One more thing.
One more question.
when he wraps up the case, yeah. Okay, Mr. U Boat.
Failures or successes or what?
Sorry? Just funny failure stories and any successes.
Any failure story that stood out, any success that stood out.
Well, there were two attractive girls.
I'm going to call you Morpheus first. Morpheus, go.
You get those little ones. Anyway, 2 attractive girls went really glandularly, hanged out.
Thanks for the additional info. Yeah.
Book a call on the link below so we can help you map out exactly what you want in your dating life, the strategy, the vision, and we can help you get from A to B as quickly as possible, depending on what you want. That's the key thing. We've been doing this for 10 years. We've worked with thousands of dudes. We can save you your most valuable assets, which are your time, your attention, and your money, and get you from A to B as fast as possible. So book a free call, a free dating strategy consultation with us below.
Yeah.
we were there in Hard Rock Cafe.
Okay. Nice tits. Okay, right.
Stop one, she is confused. The other one pulls the first one. Just keep walking.
Right.
Like I was a train wreck, or something. You don't want to get along with that.
Rich Cooper.
Right, so you got the cock blocked.
Yeah,
quarter away.
completely. I should have stopped them both somehow. I think the stopper could have gone smoother.
Okay.
And that's it. The little things sometimes really decide.
Okay, and what's the key focus for you to work on today? Like a Danny? Skew? Blondie.
I had a lot of complaints.
You went to bag?
Yes,
Boyfriend, I
she's hot.
go. I need to. Every time I get that, for today I need to.
Just practice today. That can be your focus of the day. Is just practice on pushing through. Treat it like a false objection, and just don't even acknowledge it. Like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Anyway, so what I was saying was that adult masculine abuse mastering. She's the childlike feminine. Just don't really take it seriously, not in a condescending way, in a loving way. Just like, oh, okay, cool. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's not
great.
You carry on. You wanted to talk about urgency.
I did, but there's some urgency here because we're nearly coming up to 1 o'clock, so I don't think we should talk for too long.
Sure.
But I think what's really important, guys, we were out with obviously a few of the guys yesterday. We got feedback from the traders and stuff like that. You've got to remember, like, we got to inject some fucking urgency into this thing. Like, the only reason that all of us are in this city, none of us saw Taylor Swift, I assume, right? So the only fucking reason we're here is to try and make things happen with women, okay? So if we're sort of lackadaisically walking around and we're chatting to each other about game theory or, our sort of, the best investment vehicles for our savings and stuff like that, and there's a bunch of hot Ukrainian birds walking past, we're not doing anything, then we're failing ourselves as men. And quite frankly, for you lot, you're wasting your fucking time and money, because what we're here to be doing is actually going out and interacting with all of these beautiful women. Now we're here to to push you into it to some extent, so we're going to say, okay, she looks nice, go and talk to her. But with the best will in the world, my type is not going to be the same as everyone else's. Like, so I'm going to say, she looks really cute, why don't you go and speak to her? And you're going to be like, she's all right, and then going to do it and it's half-assed. You guys want to be continuously going out there, like we said yesterday, firstly scanning, looking around. A, is anyone checking me out? B, is there anyone hot, in the vicinity that I'd like to go approach? You want to be throwing yourself into those approaches, because the best way for us to help you is for us to give you feedback. But the less approaches you do, the less feedback we can give you. So it's a very, very simple equation. And also, the more approaches you do, the more likely you are to make something happen. All right. So, and sometimes, not you guys, and no disrespect to anybody, but I mean, we notice quite a lot. There's this kind of lack of like just fucking throwing yourself into it. I mean, we're on this earth. We're all going to be dead pretty soon. I'm probably not going to live through the next shift. I've probably got about 25 minutes left, to be frank. So, thank you.
How many sets should they do in a 1 hour?
Sorry?
How many sets should they do in 1 or 2 hours? What's a really good number?
Well, the classic number, and I think this is quite low, but the classic day game number used to be 10 sets in 2 hours.
5
but
hours.
easily you could do more than that here, to be honest. Easily. Especially when we're near Zolty Terrassi. So what the fuck is everyone waiting for? And also as well, we're so cringe. I mean, we're men, aren't we? Don't we want to fucking get laid? Like, we don't want to sit here with our dicks in our hands, all sitting around talking about fucking gay with some random blokes in suits. We want to be out here on dates with hot Ukrainian women. So where's the fucking... Bring the fucking bollocks into it. You know what I'm saying?
Dave Lee would say, you are the pinnacle of your genetic lineage, right? This is the best the universe has produced. For
This is the best.
You're the cutting edge. You're the forefront of your long lineage, climbing out of the primordial swamp with 3 eyes into being Vikings rampaging around. You right here, right now, all of you gents are the pinnacle. Are you really doing all you can to fly the flag?
And also,
any of us are, right? So let's step the fuck up.
And also as well, look, it's only fucking 2 hours anyway, right? It's not like you have to do this. Then you can go home and go to, have a sleep in the Airbnb.
Yeah, so act as if the most highest level hero version of yourself, most alpha barbarian version for 2 hours, and then go home, collapse in a puddle of self-doubt and sympathy, right? For yourself, but just for 2 hours, act as if, just be like, fuck this. If I was going to approach every single hot girl I see and have the perfect game, how would I act? If I was going to be the most playful version of myself for this 2 hours, how would I act? Pretend you're an actor. Pretend that life is a stage, which it is, and we're all actors on that stage, as Shakespeare said, which we are. So just have fun with it.
And it doesn't even have to be perfect either. I mean, it can be pretty. The approaches can be pretty shitty. It doesn't really matter if you go in.
It's about the energy.
It's about just going in and giving it a go. You know,
having fun. You know, don't take it too seriously. And realise that even if you are stifled, which most of us are at the beginning, we throw ourselves in. We get, approach 5 women. That goes out the window. Whether you get blown out or good conversations, blown or blown out, you feel good afterwards. The shackles are ripped off, right?
Yeah.
You feel good. So enjoy it. Have fun. And yeah, you are 1 in 400 trillion. You're the peak of your genetic lineage. So let's make it happen. Right?
And finally,
it's the best the universe has produced. Right,
This is it. This is the fucking.
The universe since when we're actually men. That probably explains why they didn't let him film the talk that evening. Actually, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it now? Okay, lads. Any questions? You look like you want to say something, Mr. D. Mr. P. It's like the usual suspects. Mr. S. Mr. R. Mr. U. No questions. Cool. So we have, who are you with, Joe? Pavel, Mr. P, and Mr. D.
Stephen.
Mr. S.
Mr. S.
So you guys head off. I would explore at some stage Arcadia Mall. It's a bit of a dark horse. And it's good. It's better than Zloty Taras in some ways because no one goes there, so it's untouched. The problem with Zloty is every fucking day game under the sun goes there, whereas Arcadia. But it's nice where you don't need to be.
Daytime outside there are plenty of.
And down by the river, if you're looking for other locations, Vistula down by the river is very nice.
Say again.
Vistula down by the river, so you just go left. Vistula, you go nothing left there, and you walk 15 minutes down. It's nice on the river, man. They've got loads of cafes and bars, and obviously people are here for Taylor Swift, so it will be busy on the river.
Is John Matrix here because he's meant to be taking Euros?
You are correct. He is. Let me call him. Sorry.
There he is.
It's right on cue.
Hello.
Perfect.
Right, I'm just going to go to Lou quickly. I'll pay for these as well, though.
Number 1 or number 2?
that's a gentleman never tells.
John. You head off with John then, and then Mr. Pavel and Mr. S with Mr. Joe, and enjoy.
What did you say, Mr. Joe? Is that from like Reservoir Dogs?
Oh, sorry, I fucked it up. I said Usual Suspects. Yeah, it's Reservoir Dogs, isn't it?
What's the Usual Suspects?
No, it's Reservoir Dogs. It's like Mr. O, Mr. Steve, Mr. P, yeah. Reservoir Dogs.
Fuck's sake, okay.
You know what?
You're gonna... Sure, go for it. Good man. Take ownership for your nutsack. Good man. Mr. R, do you like the cut of her jib? Do you like the cut of the Turkish princess's jib? Lying naked on your bed, would you? Would you smash? That's the acid test. Right, in you go then. That's the acid test.
Do you wear your sunnies when you open? What? Do you wear sunnies when you open? No. Yeah, good. Man, see you later.
How you doing, John? Good? So Taran went to outer space. Was he wide-eyed like this afterwards?
No. Wide-eyed during.
What?
I didn't think it worked.
What?
He smoked his head back and he opened his eyes and he sat up and he's looking at me and I'm looking at him, but he's not talking. I was looking at Tara and he didn't answer me and he was like this and like that. Afterwards he didn't remember any of it. So he wasn't
No way.